I'm a lover boy at the end of the day, but I'm still also a playboy.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Underground Plus here in season 2. I'm your host, Nashe. And before we get started, I would like to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. The first one is Primal Goods, which is your global one stop shop for American products delivered worldwide. And the second one is Underground Men, which is a photo based platform for custom men's clothing. So let's dive straight into it. Today, we are joined by Flowizzy, also known as Femi, and he is an Afrofusion artist from Nigeria. Known as the Sinner Man, he brings a distinct perspective to music, blending Afro beats with emotion and attitude, delivering a sound that is smooth yet unapologetically bold. Through projects like The Lover's Playbook and his latest single, Mommy, he explores the complexities of modern relationships with honesty and depth. Please join me in welcoming Flowizzy to the platform.
Thank you.
Okay, so Flowizzy, welcome. For those just discovering you, who is Flowizzy beyond the music?
Oh, Flow Easy is just I would say Flow Easy is a regular boy from Lagos, Nigeria. You know, trying to find his way in the music industry, trying to own his own sound. Creating something that is different from every other thing that has been out there. Finding my way in the diaspora as well with my sound. So I would just say Flow Easy is a regular boy chasing his dreams like every regular boy from the street of Lagos.
That's absolutely amazing. And you're also known as, correct me if I'm wrong, Oluwa Femi. I'm not Nigerian,
You're
guys.
right, actually, though.
Yes?
You're right.
How do those two identities coexist, or are you focused on Flowizzy?
So nobody knows me as Oluwafemi. That's my government name. You already
Okay,
know.
okay.
Only my folks, like my family, calls me Femi. So if anybody calls me Femi out there, I'm like, what? Where do you know me from? So Femi is just my government name. It was given to me by my granny, and I was the first grandchild in the family. So that's why the name Oluwafemi, came about. But Flow Easy on the other hand, shout out to my bro singer. It was the one I featured on Mami actually. He came up with the name Flow Easy because I go by the name Lil Fems because Lil Wayne was my idol, coming up in the music scene. I love Lil Wayne a lot. So my name was Lil Fems, and we were actually going for a show and it was like, bro, you cannot be Lil for long, you feel me?
Okay, sorry to interrupt, but you also have another name, which is the Sinner Man. And that's intriguing. What does that represent for you?
I'm a lover boy at the end of the day, but at the same time, I don't want to say this on camera, but I'm just gonna say this, but I'm toxic when it comes to love. So that's how the name Cinnamon came in about. And we're all sinners at the end of the day, but I'm always true to my words regardless.
Okay, okay. And you describe your sound as sitting at the intersection of Afrobeats, emotion, and attitude. How did that fusion come about?
Like I already said, I'm a lover boy, so
Okay,
I
okay.
always infuse my emotions, what I go through, my day-to-day life and activities into my sound, and
Yes.
that's why I'm an Afro fusion artist also. So like you said, Flow Easy is all about, love, loners, and, overthinkers and all of that.
Aw, and your music feels very smooth, right? But there's a certain boldness to it. How intentional is that contrast, or is it just something that's like, supernatural?
I'm also an Aries, you need to understand that too.
Aries,
You should know we
Aries.
Aries, we are always bold.
Okay.
So that I think that actually is one of the things that
Wait,
actually
when are Aries born?
I'm from March 20th to April 20th.
Okay, okay, right before Taurus season,
Yeah.
which is neat.
So yeah, I think that's one of the things that also, transcends into my sound as well. So my sound is always bold, talking about whatever it is I'm going through. So if you're listening to my song, you need to pay attention to the lyrics as well. Even though it might be vibey sometimes, but there's always a message in it.
Okay. And sonically, where do you feel you fit within the current Afrobeats landscape?
That sounds tricky though, because I don't want to give shout out to people, but I'm a very big fan of Burna Boy. I'm a very big fan of Wizkid, and I'm also a very big fan of Davido's artwork. So, but I think my sound fits and the Burna Boy, fan base landscape, because
Hmm.
I feel like we make the same kind of sound that is actually vibey, but at the same time still passing a message one way or the other.
Okay. And a lot of your music explores relationships from a very honest, sometimes uncomfortable perspective.
That's
Why
true.
was it important for you to tell these stories this way?
Well, like I said, my songs is all about everything I'm going through, whether it be relationship, whether it be my life struggles, whether it be my life journey. So, but a lover's playbook was just me, trying to share a part of me that is also private, because I'm a very private person when it comes to my affairs and relationship. And I feel the only way I could actually talk about me, because I'm also a very truthful person.
Hmm.
I feel like the only way I could also talk about me is through my songs. And like I said, if you listen to my lyrics properly, you would actually get the message I'm trying to pass. So
Absolutely.
it's just Wu Flow Easy is I'm always truthful to myself, regardless of whatever is going through me.
I was gonna touch on that actually. The Lover's Playbook. It's a very distinctive title. And what was the concept behind that project?
I'm a lover boy at the end of the day, but I'm still also a playboy. So
Okay.
if you put those two perspectives in a picture, a
The
lover boy
Lover's
that's a playboy.
Playbook.
So it's more like, what are you saying? These are two contrasting things. You cannot be a lover boy and be a playboy.
Mm,
So it's just an EP that is just trying to talk about a playboy that actually also get to fall in love, because a playboy can as well fall in love. Ladies can do
okay.
that to you.
Okay. It makes me think of Certified Lover Boy by Drake. It's like, like the
Yeah,
lover boy theme, by
exactly. I love Drake a
artists.
lot too, though.
I love Drake. But let's talk about Mommy. What inspired the record?
Woo. So Mami was a record that I never expected. It was an experiment. It was an experiment record, because shout out to my boy Singer.
Mm,
We've had a lot of songs, back in days, and we've never dropped a song. And I was like, okay, let's just do something different. So Mami was more like an experiment sound, because if you listen to Mami, you could feel the infuse of a Brazilian funk with an Afrobeat sound.
I
So
see.
I heard Burna Boy's record with Travis Scott. I was like, I
Yes.
like this a lot. I want to do something
Yes.
like this. So I just shout out to my boy again, Singer, and we just came up with the Mami song. It was just an experiment sound actually, and people are currently loving it.
Right. I think I've heard it, but I will listen to it now more in depth,
You should.
to really grasp what you're saying. So walk me through your creative process. How does a flow easy record come to life?
I'm a very intentional person when it comes to recording, because before I do anything, I always, know what I want to do first, because it's
Hmm.
very important. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm always trying to pass a message in my sound,
Absolutely.
regardless of if it's vibey, if it's a party vibe. I always,
Absolutely.
always want to say something regardless. So my recording process is always very intentional.
Hmm.
And sometimes when I get a writer's block, I got writers too, that could all, help me put the pieces together. So when it comes to Flow Easy's recording process, just know it's always something intentional. I don't go into the booth trying to freestyle all of that.
Okay. And I want to ask you this. Do you feel underrated at this stage, or do you see this as part of the process? Because becoming, the process of being an artist from the very start to the point where you're like blowing up, it's a very long process. So do you feel like underrated right now, or are you just like, taking it day by day?
Yeah, I'm not going to say I feel underrated. I just feel like I just still have a lot of work to do, because in the music game is always a journey. You understand? You cannot skip a process to just get to where you're going. So I feel like I won't say I'm underrated. I just feel like I've not gotten to where I want to be yet, and which is still my own doing, because I left music for 9 years, and music is a jealous sport, I would say, because if you leave it, it's gonna go to somebody else. So that's my own doing. So
So
I
you've
would
been doing it for 9 years?
I've been doing it for way more than 9 years. I stopped recording for like 9 years straight. I
Oh,
didn't release any song. I didn't drop any song for like nine
okay.
years straight.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, life comes into play too.
Life
So yeah,
happens.
so I feel like that's one of the things that has actually also slowed down my progress in the music industry. So I wouldn't say I'm underrated. I just have a lot to do to be able to get to where I want to be.
Okay, okay. And I feel like when it comes to music, every artist has that like one thing about them that makes everyone else want to listen to them. So what separates Flow Easy from other artists in the space right now?
Um, the difference between Flow Easy and every other artist right now, I would say, is my song is vibey.
Hmm.
You would definitely feel the emotion. You would
Okay.
definitely want to dance. You would like whatever mood it is you're in. You definitely get the message from
Even
Flow
if you're
Easy.
sad,
Even if that's why I
even
said
if you're heartbroken.
that's what Flow Easy is all about. You understand? I make sound for overthinkers, loners,
Okay,
lovers, and all of
okay,
that. So
okay.
I'm a very diverse artist.
Is this because these are things you have experienced yourself, or you're
Yes,
just like,
that's
I wanna
like I
love
said.
on people?
All my records are everything I've actually gone through in life. Be it
Okay.
love, be it outbreak, be it being lonely, be it being an overthinker, because I'm an overthinker too.
Okay. And so since your music does touch on these very real emotions, what kind of feedback have you received from fans that stood out to you?
Um, it's been positive, I would say, but at the end of the day, if it's only been positive, then you're not doing something right. Because eventually, I also, get a lot of negative, feedbacks too. Like, what the fuck are you like? What are you saying? Stuff like that. So I always, feed off the negative comment because everybody could easily be positive with you, but I've gotten a lot of negative comments, and I've also gotten comment of people saying, damn, this song is actually talking about what I'm going through right now, because that's
Okay.
that's what I'm trying to pass across with my sound. I'm trying to tap into people's emotions, tap into people's
So people are
feelings.
relating.
Yeah,
Okay.
I make very relatable songs.
And when it comes to success, it's very easy to just talk about, the money and the fame. But what does success mean to you beyond all these things?
I would say me being on a stage one day and at least 2,000, 3,000 people are singing word for word to my song.
Yes.
That would be the most
Am
successful
I
day
going to
of my
get a
career.
first row ticket? I need to
You
get a
definitely
front row
will. You
ticket.
definitely will get a backstage ticket. I
Okay,
promise
okay,
you
there
that.
you go.
So that I think would be a success story for me when
Yeah,
5,000 people are singing word for word to my song.
absolutely. That's a sight, right? Um, and finally, if someone is hearing Flow Easy for the first time today, why should they listen to Mommy? Tell them.
You're gonna dance. You're gonna use it to woo a girl that has not been actually on your lane for a long time. So if you're listening to Mommy, just know it's a song that is going to put you in the mood, even if you're not in the mood. Very short and precise.
In just a few minutes, we'll be bringing you a live performance from Flow Easy, so stay tuned to Underground Plus.
Something was killing me. Something was killing me. Something was. Oh, you're a criminal. You're anonymous. Can't have your body with a tongue. Anyway, you make fantabulous. Baby, please, open and squeeze. Give me tease, fuck up my sleeves. See the cheese, brown like breeze. And the aim to shit up on tease. If you agree, you follow my steez. Get we on with the jabba and tease. Oh, my daddy, to my body, wallet. Oh, my daddy, to my body, wallet. Come down to Miami. I can press it on me. When I'm gonna look on my me. Girl, I want to make you mine. Tell you how to get you my woman. Tell you to find you my jet down. Tell you to find you my laptop.
All right, so today we heard from Flow Easy, the Afrobeats artist. Thank you so much for tuning in to Underground Plus. Once again, I would like to shout out our sponsors, Primal Goods, which is your global one-stop shop for American products delivered worldwide, and Underground Men, which is a photo-based platform for custom men's clothing. I hope you have a wonderful day and good night.